Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with the Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on a smaller time frame first and then zooming out a bit later. So what we had yesterday was the talk about this being a possible wave 4. Now the count back then was that we had this as a 1, 2, 3, and then we would be looking for one more high here for that wave 4 and then coming down. Now the reason I was wanting a some kind of wave 4 here to be a bit more comparable to this wave 2, and I was wanting actually that we had some kind of alteration between the 2 and the wave 4, but again we are on very small time frames, and that is one of the reasons that I feel like that is no longer basically a must here. So they don't really have an alteration if we place this wave 4 here like I have it on the current count. But yeah, that is something that happens on smaller time frames. Now that we again pushed through the 38.2, pushed through the previous wave 4, pushed through the 0.5 here, it is very much likely that this wave 4 indeed was put in way earlier here, and indeed we had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3rd, 4th, 5th. We would have those divergences here, which definitely makes sense now. Hindsight is of course the best. Now since the lows, I'm not quite sure if this is impulsive, to be honest. On Ethereum and S&P 500 that definitely felt like it was impulsive, but here we are getting very choppy movement up in here, so I'm not quite sure what this is about. Because again, if we are looking at this, we can see that we did retrace only the 23.6 from here. So I'm not quite sure if we can say that we had a 3-way like this, and then we would have pullback and some kind of 3-wave like that. I guess we could be still saying that's okay if we're just zooming out a bit and squinting our eyes a bit. Saying that we had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would be the idea that we have on the other Ethereum and S&P 500 both. So that would fit the idea. Short wave 2, a bit larger wave 4. However, we don't have really a good looking alteration here either, since we did not take out this high here for this wave 4 to create some kind of expanded structure, nor did we have a triangle here. So yeah, something this is still possible though, and this would fit into the other ideas. Now if we are zooming out a bit and looking at this whole count that we were looking at, having this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, extended 3rd, triangle on 4th and 5th coming down. On higher time frame we did have that divergences happening. On 4 hour we had this one divergence here and divergence between the 3rd and 5th as well. So yeah, this makes complete sense that we would be heading up higher now. So what is this part of? Again, let's take a look. One of the ideas is that we had this ABC structure coming off of the lows of the June 18th lows, and then this would be just basically a 5-way move, either continuation from the higher time frame, which I don't like, because again this was such a small retracement compared to the previous ones on higher time frame. We did not really retrace basically anything. The retracement that I would be looking at is the 38.2 again, which would be around 29k. So I'm not quite sure if that is a continuation, or is this again a new pattern that we would be looking at here. This being 5 waves gives the impression that it is again either a start of something or an end of something. In this scenario it would be a start of something, so we definitely need to be careful looking at this, because the maximum it can go is the 1.618 retracement of this first leg. This would give it the idea of having this as an expanded flat, doing something like that, and yeah, it would be very extended. Here for the wave B we would be looking this as an ABC structure most likely, and now we would be looking for some kind of retracement of at least that 38.2 that I've been saying for some time again. Now 38.2 here on this degree would be around the 21k area. So yeah, that would be the minimum target we would be aiming for. If this indeed turns out to be 5 waves, we could be looking at it as the first structure as an A wave, B and then C, then another 3-way structure, and then again 3 ways upwards. Or it can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3-way pullback, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting us a bit higher. We do have some confluence around here. If we are looking at non-Elliott Wave stuff, we do have a lot of dailies, weeklies, monthlies, naked point of controls right around the golden pocket area. We do have that range value area high as well, right on that area as well. So yeah, there is definitely confluence around that. Also, these previous lows would be acting as resistance. So yeah, but again, there is a lot of time for this to be forming. So guessing what kind of structure we're going to get on B is just basically useless for me. Looking for the long opportunities from here on out is definitely the way to go if we want to be playing this count. For the long setups, I just took a long on this on ETH as that had a better look. But if we are going to be making another high here, we would be creating most likely another divergence here, looking for that pullback and then continuation upwards, at least on other coins and probably the indices as well. We'll see how it turns out. Not quite certain of that yet. Now, we don't need to be looking at that. Let's take a look at the other option on higher time frame, which was this one. Let's close that one. In which we had a 3-way move here into W or an A wave. Now, I've added this A wave here as well, because again, we retraced so far down here. So possible 3-way structure, 3-way structure, and now we would be looking for higher as a 3-way structure. Now for me, the 854 is the minimum we want to see for any flat pattern. So this would be the scenario I would be looking at. Now, I do prefer the idea of having this as an ABC over the WXY, just because again, the retracement here. So my expectation is wave C here, which again means 5 waves. So the start of this whole structure that we are seeing is fitting into that idea. If this indeed turns out to be bullish or a 5-way move, again, I would be looking at that one more high here, looking for a drop and looking for those buying opportunities higher. So that is the play that I'm going to be looking at for today, possibly tomorrow as well, depending of course how this 3-way structure is coming down. Could be taking a couple of days, even we could be pushing up higher and then take the whole weekend to create that wave 2 here. I wouldn't be too surprised. Now, if we would be pumping during the weekend, that would be a bit abnormal. But yeah, that is of course possible. At the moment, I'm not looking for more down targets at the moment. There are scenarios in which we could be continuing downwards. For example, this scenario in which we would have this as a 5-way structure and then 3 ways back and then continuation to the downside. This is from Eloquent Trades on YouTube as well, if you want to check him out. Good Elliott Wave analysis as well. But yeah, I'm not quite sure of this yet. If, however, we are going to be breaking these current lows that we had, then we could be looking into this possibility. And as long as we are riding this channel downwards, I feel like this could be still valid. But yeah, breakout of this channel is definitely confirming that, okay, I don't think this is going to be happening. But I feel like that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover on Bitcoin at this very moment. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Links to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you next video. Bye bye.